Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is tutorial 2 for Python course, and if you are new to this channel, please like, share and subscribe. So today we are going to discuss about the features of Python. Yesterday or in the previous tutorial, we have discussed about what is Python, why should you learn it, what are the applications of it, and what further topics we are going to discuss in this tutorial. And we have seen why should you learn Python. Why should you learn is because of those features. We have discussed some few features of Python in the previous tutorial. In this tutorial, we will learn more about what features are there and what features makes Python a unique and most used programming language in the industry. So let's deep dive into it. So we have some features of Python. The first one is it is easy to learn and use. It is a high level language. So that means it is in English and you can easily understand. Of course, C, C++, Java and many other programming languages are in English. But comparatively, Python is way more easy than that because you write, for example, if you want to print something, you'll just use a single line of code like print off something, print off hi or something. But in C or any other languages, you might have to import something and again main, a function, curly braces, start, end, in between everything. Again, you need to call that function or something might happen. But here you just write a function, print off, and that's it. So it is same like an English language. How you write code snippets or you write some algorithm if you want to solve some problem. So you have some problem and you need this solution. So you'll write it in English. The same thing you can translate into Python code. It will be very easy to learn and to use. And Python is an expressive language. As I said before, the same as easy to learn, it is also expressive language. You can easily express your feelings like how you speak. Okay, for example, I need this. So for loop. So it's a very easy thing. You can just express like how you express in English. So print off something, print off this, print off that. So very simple in a single line. And interpreted language. As I said earlier in the previous tutorial, interpreted language is different from the compiled language. So here you will have a code which will be interpreted line by line. So if you get a mistake at line 5 and the program stops there, and it will point out that there is an error here. So instead of completing all the lines of the code, interpreting and then giving the errors at the end is not the task of Python. So it will give wherever the error has occurred. And cross-platform language. What do you mean by platform? Platform, OS. So you have Windows, Linux, Ubuntu, Mac, several platforms. Suppose if you write a code in C or C++, we might have a platform incompatibility. Suppose if it is a 32-bit or 64-bit, we need a int of size 4 bytes or int of size 2 bytes. But in Python, we do not have that problem. So you do not give like int or float or something here. You'll just give I equal to 10 and it will assign the memory for that I equal to 10. Like that, you don't need to compile separately for separate platforms. One code and it will run on any machine. It will be compatible to any machines. That is the beauty of Python language. And free and open source, I yesterday told you that you have many libraries which are openly available. Just download and install them and just call it like import numpy and you can just directly use it. and the source code of it is available openly. So Python is completely an open source language where you can grab some things and just use it in your code. You have many libraries. Instead of writing a very big code, for example, in C or C++, you will write, for example, a LinkedIn, is it LinkedIn? Yeah, sorry, it's a linked list. So you have very like hardly 20, 30, or 40 lines of code to create a list, a linked list. But in Python, you'll just call it list of. Then your task is done. Instead of writing 30 to 40 lines of code, you can just write a single line. That's the beauty. And we discussed about what is object oriented language. And Python is a purely object oriented language. It has a list, int, string, everything is objects. We will dive deep into it, the object oriented concepts later on. And the features continued. It is extensible. As I said in the last tutorial about the extensible, that you can incorporate C or C++ code into Python, and you can compile them in Python, or you can use Python code in C or C++, compile them, turn it into bytecode or data or something related to that programming language, and you can use it on any platform. And large library, as I said before, it has so much. If you want a list, you can just, of course, list is not a library. However, background, it might have some library. And import of OS, NumPy, SciPy, Django, Flask. So you have wide variety of libraries. Instead of writing 100 lines of code, you can just call a library, call a function from the library, and you can just use it. And GUI programming support. Yes, you can create desktop based applications like calculators or some desktop based games or something, and you can use it using tkinter, pyqt. You can create 3D visuals related to the GUI. Most of the things you can do in Python. And embeddable, it is similar to extensible. So as I said, you can incorporate Python code into any other languages and any other programming language into the Python code, and you can use it hassle free. And dynamic memory allocation. I said in the previous tutorial about dynamic memory allocation, but I would like to draw it for you guys how it looked like. I said before, I guess this can be used to draw. Yeah, let's say I, or yeah, some I equal to 5. It is int and it will create an object for int. And again, if you say I equal to hi, sorry, my painting skills are very bad. Yeah, it will create another object and it will map to it. Instead of updating hi here, it will create another object and allocate the memory. And you don't need to tell int or string statically in the program. It will, if you give I equal to 5 or I equal to high or I equal to 5.0, it will allocate the memory dynamically according to that. Like int object, float object, string object, like that. And this is also possible, like instead of doing, what do we say? Instead of replacing 5 with high, it will create another object and it will do. I think these objects are immutable. I don't know whether it is mutable or immutable. That means the value cannot be changed. I don't remember exactly the word whether it is mutable or immutable. However, the value does not change with the, yeah, we cannot replace the value or we cannot add something. Objects are mutable. Yeah. All right. So that is about dynamic memory allocation. So these are the features of Python which makes it widely used in the industry. And this is all about the features, and in the future tutorials we will dive deep into several other topics. And this is all for the tutorial 2. Thank you for watching. Thank you for gaining knowledge, and if you like my videos, please do like, subscribe and share with your friends. Thanks a lot. See you again. Bye.